Can we start this now? Hi there. I'm back with another video. I wanted to make a video about specifically steelbooks, steelbook video games. The ones that I have are like specific because whenever I see a particular steelbook for a video game, I grab it because I like that franchise or because I believe that the art is really good. And to change it up a little bit, I've decided to create a ranking system for these guys. If you're familiar with like tier ranks that are on the internet, there are a lot of people do them for like sandwiches and all this other type of stuff from like tiermaker.com. I just happen to have a shelf here that has enough of those kind of tiers. So when I rate these steelbooks, I'm gonna put them here for just the video, not for display. So for instance, if I rate one of the steelbooks right now, I'm gonna grab it and like if it's S tier, it's gonna go up here on the top shelf. If it's A tier, it's gonna go right here on the Master Chief side. If it's B tier, it goes right down here, and if it's C tier, it goes down here. I don't know. The most will probably be down here, but we'll see. I have a jumble of them, and they're kind of arranged in a certain stack from like the most everyday generic kind of steelbook that you could find, all the way up to like the more exotic and specialized kinds of ones. There's probably a little bit more unique ones out there. I haven't even really checked, but for my collection, these are my favorite steelbooks and how I would rank them within their quality and their game. The score that they get from me right now isn't really affected by the game itself. So just letting you know that the quality of the game does not affect how much I like the steelbook. I think my oldest steelbook that I have right now in my possession that I've had the longest is this one right here. This is Forza Motorsport 4. This is the limited collector's edition. Like I didn't really collect steelbooks for like the 360 PlayStation 3 era at all, and there weren't that many that as common during the 6th generation of consoles where it was like the Xbox, the OG Xbox, PlayStation 2 and GameCube era. Here it is. It's a very standard steelbook. It just has the Forza Motorsport 4 logo. Same thing on the back. Nothing to like call home about. That's what it looks like right there. It has the logo on the side, on the binding, and it's like a 2-disc arrangement on the inside. There's no artwork inside at all. It's just a black housing, and that's pretty much it. It feels pretty lightweight without any of the manual and the other stuff in here. So I mean, it was neat, especially for the time. But like it by itself, it's like it's okay. If I were to rank this in like the tier system that I just friggin' made up right now, I'd probably give it a C tier, right down there, and which is not bad. Another steel book that I got here is from the series later on. It's Forza Horizon 3. So this one is the one based in Australia. As you can see, there's actually a nice little car, a graphic in the cover. The problem I have with this one though is that like it's not a full. You see, the artwork doesn't extend to the other side, so I'm kind of not in love with that thing. Though what's really cool is that it finally has inside cover graphic. So it's a bunch of Lamborghinis and everything lined up. So that's pretty neat. And it's like, because it's like see-through and everything like that. I like that. I like that they tried with this guy. Right now, for the time being, I'm gonna rank this one C. Is it C? C? Maybe B? No. Because it tried, I'll leave it at B. So B should be okay. Okay, another Forza steelbook that I have is Forza Motorsport 7. So this one is pretty cool too, but same deal. Like it's really cool that you have the Porsche 911 GT2 right here, but there's no artwork that extends past this way. It's just a normal logo, and inside is also it's see-through on the inside as well. So there's inside cover art. So you got a bunch of Porsches lined up there instead of Lamborghinis, which is nice. This is a little bit more cleaned up. I kind of like how this looked. Like it's kind of a more car museum, very restrained, but very high performance looking kind of thing. So that kind of makes sense. Whereas like out here, it's like if you're gonna be racing in like mud and like sand and everything like that, it's more like rally inspired. Both of these good quality, but they're both kind of like the same kind of deal. So I'll give them a bit. Two that I have that I recently, just like super recently got, are the Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon steelbooks. Right here. This one came with my day one edition of my Xbox One. I like this one a lot. If you can see there is a full extension of the artwork on the entire cover with the crew of Yakuza Like a Dragon. But on the inside, it has full art inside. Let's see through in there too, and it's the same. This is the key art that they use throughout the entire series. Now, if this looks familiar to what I just showed you, that's because I also have this secondary steelbook right here, and this one is from Best Buy. So if you pre-ordered from Best Buy, you got this version of the steelbook. But like I said, if you noticed what's going on here, is like right here is the outside, it's red, and on the inside it's yellow. So these two steelbooks are reverse of each other. So this is the outside of this one, which is the inside of this guy. Conversely, this is the outside of this guy and the inside of this one. So they're exactly the same, which is kind of cool, kind of stupid, but I still like them. I particularly like this game a lot. But if I were to rate these games on a tier list, they're okay. What I don't like about them is that on the back binding they don't have Yakuza written there, which is kind of lame. But I went out and got these specifically because it's Yakuza, and these are they've already been sitting here on this shelf, but yeah, these are definitely going up here. But if I were to rate these, like I said again, these are probably just like okay. So I'm gonna put them right here on the B tier, because like I like how it's see-through on the end. There's artwork that goes across the entire cover, and it looks really neat and all that. Okay, next one we have here is the Final Fantasy VII Remake steelbook. Right there. Doesn't go full art across the entire back cover, which is, I guess, okay. But it does have a binding logo for there. On the inside, there is full artwork with Cloud looking at the reactor. That's neat. I mean, that's iconic PlayStation Final Fantasy artwork, which is really neat. Overall, this is a really cool one. If you look at the shininess of Sephiroth's sword, there's shiny reflections going on right there, which is kind of neat. The steelbooks up to now don't have something like that, but overall, it's like okay. It's not as special as some of these other guys are. So B tier side, my B tier might run out of space. We'll see how that works out. Okay, another one that I got last year is this guy right here. This is the Doom Eternal steelbook, pre-ordered through Best Buy. Really cool artwork going on down there. On the binding has the Doom logo, or Doom Eternal logo. And this is full art. It is full art. So fully all across right there. Also in the inside. So if you notice a pattern right now, this is the standard that's going on right now with all these steelbooks. That's really neat. Doom guy is freaking awesome in this game. And I do like the inside cover a little bit. This is freaking badass. And if you know all the lore that they presented with all the new guys in here, it's pretty cool. I do like this whole hellish landscape aesthetic that they've got going on. So because of that, it is kind of generic compared to these guys, but because it did full art on both the outside and the inside cover, I'm gonna give this one an A tier. Definitely belongs up there. So that one's pretty sick. Okay, one that I picked up, but I don't have a physical disc for yet, is the Cyberpunk steelbook. This is the Valentino's version. They sell these individually at Best Buy right now, going down. What's neat is that, so this is a full art on the back cover, and it has the logo on the side, Cyberpunk 2077. It also has full art in the middle. This is really cool, but however, what's weird is that this artwork isn't really representative of what's going on in the game. It's a very stylized one, which is I don't know, that's the deal with Cyberpunk all the time, is that they kind of want to do style over a lot of the function. So I mean, it's cool. It's what's really neat is that it's reflective. A lot of the there you go, all of the paint details in there. So I mean that's really neat. But overall, like it's okay. I actually do like the graphic design of this. It doesn't convey to me the world of Cyberpunk 2077 like it should. I think it like overall by itself, if you told me that this wasn't a Cyberpunk 2077 Steelbook, I'd be like that's neat. I kind of think that's really cool. Kind of reminds me of a particular artist that I remember from sci-fi. It's good overall. It's all right. So it's gonna go for a B. B tier for me. One of the last Steelbooks that I got, also from Best Buy, is when I pre-ordered Shenmue III. Oh, actually, no, I bought this separately at Best Buy because I pre-ordered the limited run games version of Shenmue III. So yeah, I bought this later on, and I thought this was really neat when it came out, and I still do. Obviously, I love Shenmue, if you haven't noticed what's playing on back there. And I think, I don't know, I think it's really pretty. That's what I like about it. So here is the outside cover. It isn't full art on the backside. However, this is like an embossed and raised Phoenix mirror back here. I think that's a unique quality in this thing. I do like that it's kind of reserved in how it only paints like a certain picture with Ryo and Shenhua like right in the middle, and I don't know, it looks better to me and more stylized this way. It has even full a nice logo in the middle right there. On the inside, it has, sorry, take those out. It has full art of the cave that houses the Phoenix mirror and the Dragon mirror. I mean, that ties into the lore of the game and tells you something about the game. I know I know I like Shenmue, so it's going to be a little biased, but this is my collection. I don't care. This is going in the A tier. Okay, not the greatest, but it does its job of telling me about these two people. Also, if you know what Shenmue is in relation to what this photo is, then good job. Yeah, I mean, the whole reason of why Shenmue is called Shenmue is right there. This next set that I have is the matte covers. These are like, they're dulled and shiny, like instead of super shiny. Overall, they're matte design, so you don't get a lot of fingerprints on them. However, they still feel like the same quality of the normal Steelbooks. Like there's nothing too different. Anyway, the first one that I got here is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Really nice, reserved type of Steelbook. Minimalist, if I could say anything. I think this works better. The Steelbook alone works better because it matches with the special edition box that it comes with. Maybe that's why it's a little bit understated. And because what they could have done is that right here they have a full in-cover art. What they could have done was take that art and put it on the outside, but they didn't. They chose to make it this way because with the packaging itself, it looks great. It looks complete. By itself, it still looks great because if you look at that, you're like, wow, it's like some sort of Japanese aesthetic with the black and the gold. It looks really cool. And it has a 2-disc thing, which is soundtrack in here and everything. But overall, like it's okay. I do like the reserved nature of this, but like I said again, like it's okay. Okay, so it's definitely B tier type of situation. All right, next one here I have is the Last of Us Part 2 Steelbook. They went for a very like American Gothic kind of thing here. Matte case here. On one side you have Ellie, on the other side you have this person, Abby. I don't know, I haven't played this yet. And people keep freaking spoiling it, so I keep ignoring everyone's thing. I'm sure these are two very important main characters. Ellie definitely is. It has a logo on the binding. On the inside, does it have anything on the inside? No, nothing. So it's just like, it's like a blank canvas. I'm sure this came from like some sort of concept art or something, which is really neat. But it's, like I said, it's a very American looking kind of Steelbook, like the way the art is presented. It reminds me of, if we're talking about fine art here, there's the Wyeth painting, where it's like a woman in a cornfield or something looking up at a barn. It's very that type of American Gothic kind of thing, and it's okay. I don't, it's at the C tier for me. Aesthetically, it looks cool, but it's not for me. I don't really care for it. Next one right here is the Metal Gear Solid 5 Steelbook. This is really interesting. On the back, It's not full art, but it's 2 eras of the boss and Revolver Ocelot right there. Well, before they got their code names and everything. So I mean, this one looks really cool. I think they could have done better. That's my problem with this one, because there's so much really cool stuff within Kojima games that you could do definitely better than what they presented here. And I want to say that it's not Kojima's fault. It might be Konami's fault, so we'll see. Inside you have like an injury in art, in cover art. It looks okay. I think it's all right. I wouldn't. This isn't like my favorite one, and I don't know. It's just there's no reflectivity or anything inside of it, which they could have done, and they just didn't do that. So it's not as special to me. So C tier, going again. Sorry to banish you down there. Same thing with same thing with this one, but I kind of like this one more. So this is Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding Steelbook. Pretty cool. Got Norman Reedus on the front. Not full cover art, but you do have Kojima Productions back there. And it's okay. Death Stranding. This looks like a professional. Like if you handed this to someone, and they're like, "Oh, you need to check this out." If someone doesn't play video games, they'll be like, "Oh, this is cool. What is this, like a Christopher Nolan movie?" So that's probably why, like, it looks cool like that. And I'll give props to Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions for doing something like that. What's really neat is that, like, the Death Stranding logo, there's reflectivity under there, so it has some qualities that are redeeming about this. On the inside, there's a beach scene and full in-cover art, and I mean, I'm sure that's really important. I haven't played Death Stranding because I don't have time to play all the video games that I buy, which is so stupid, but that's what it is. But I do like this. Like, I feel like this tells me more about what's going on, and gets me interested in wanting to play this game, because I'm like, what the hell happened to you? Like, what happened to your face going on in here? Yeah, that keeps me interested. So I'll put it in the B tier because I do like this, and I do like how it looks like a poster, like it looks like a movie poster. All right, the last one I got. This is literally the last Steelbook that I got. This is the Persona 5 Strikers Steelbook for the PlayStation 4. I just unboxed this, like I said. This is really neat. It isn't like full cover art, but it has really good key art on both sides with the Joker and Anne and everyone else in there. And it has, like, you know, the logo back here. And it's also reflective. So, like, there's like parts of like the gun and Joker's mask and everything that's reflective. That's really neat. I mean, like, the graphic design alone is really cool. Organa in the inside cover full art. That's cool as well. And so yeah, I really like this one. Still overall, like, really cool. I think that's really neat. So definitely B tier. I know, harsh, right? Okay, so here come, well, these are harsh only because my favorite ones coming up down the line will fill in the top row. Like, those are super generic or average. Like, that's like the baseline everyone starts off with as a gaming company for their special editions, and then you go up here and it looks better. Next one. This is the Final Fantasy XIV Special Edition, or is it Limited Edition? Deluxe Edition. This is the Final Fantasy XIV Deluxe Edition. Really like this one a lot. The reason why this pile is a little different, so if you don't notice, these steelbooks have slipcovers on them, and they interact with the slipcovers, which is really neat. So that's what it looks like on the front. On the back side, that's nothing really too special with that. However, this cover art is, I mean, that's artwork from Amano himself. Look at that. That is incredibly gorgeous artwork, preserved in steelbook form. It is amazing. Not only is it full art the whole way, they were able to put the logo on the side, and it just looks, the colors and everything are beautiful. His artwork is just timeless, this guy's. And I mean, he's super influential, obviously, throughout the entire Final Fantasy series. Yeah, like, on the inside, we have, on this side is the Kingsglaive stuff, and on this side is like the actual game for the for the boys, and that's pretty cool, because this tells you, like, you're gonna go on a journey with these guys, and the Kingsglaive stuff is like, this is the family that you're gonna meet in the movie that this game comes with. So this is really neat. This is probably, for me, oh man, Is this the high? This is S tier stuff right here. Because the artwork for Amano alone, like, come on, for real, like, no joke. S tier, which is fitting since Cloud is up there. Actually, no, it'd be fitting if Sephiroth and Cloud were up there, but whatever. What can you do? All right, next one. So this is MLB the Show 17 with Ken Griffey Jr. on the front. This one's really neat. Like I said again, these ones have like interactivity with the slip-on sleeve. You can see it right there. On the front, that's Ken Griffey Jr. front jersey. On the back is the back of his jersey with the number 24. If, like, how do you say this? Like, if you were to, what's really neat is that when you see the letters drop in, so they cover the letters, and there's like, the letters create like a drop shadow, which is kind of neat. I kind of like that little detail. On the back, not so special. It just kind of fades away. Nothing too big deal about it. I do like this one. And I specifically pre-ordered this one because I like Ken Griffey Jr. He's one of my favorite baseball players of all time. And overall, it's okay. Like, I think that's pretty neat. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite one. I do like Ken Griffey, like I said, but I wouldn't say that that will influence my score for entire play. And the inside is just like, I don't know, generic banner language you would put inside of or well, I mean that's Ken Griffey's records, but like it's like stuff you would put on like a wall, like a Hall of Fame kind of wall or museum. And it tells you more about Ken Griffey Jr. himself and not specifically the game. It's okay. It's all right for what it is. So overall, though, I would give it like a a B. I would give it a B. Oh yeah, the letters are embossed, so that's pretty cool. But it interacts with the sleeve, which is kind of neat. But I'd still give it a B. I wouldn't give it anything higher than a B. Okay, next one is the Valkyria Chronicles by Sega. Like I said again, this interacts with its cover case, but not really. There's nothing really special that's on here that really goes onto this guy. This is one of the earlier steelbooks from the PlayStation 4 generation, and it was okay. I feel like this is a lot more solid. They also this isn't particularly Steelbook. It's like a different company, because if you notice, when I flex this, there's no binding in the middle. It just creates this whole outside cover image, which is still cool. On the inside, it's barren. There's nothing in there. It's just a steel. So that's like one way you can tell that this is a completely different manufacturer. But this steel case in general, so there's no binding down there. By itself, it's okay. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh shoot, I gotta pay $40 for this thing now. Like no, you shouldn't really. But I have it in my collection, and it's all right. So I'm gonna give it a C. Down there. And last one for this pile. I don't know if you know that I like Sega a lot, but here you go. This is Persona 5. Persona 5 has a sleeve as well, but doesn't really interact with its background or anything like that. Nothing too special. It's just that. What's really neat is that the back is an entire cover art. And then it has the logo on the side, which is cool. Sorry, logo on the side. That's cool. I hope that's been showing up the right side up the whole time. And on the inside, full cover art with their personas of each one of the characters. Right there, which is cool. I do like the silhouette of this. If you notice, there's some reflectivity, some metal that comes and shows through. I do dig the red. That's a very bold statement going on right there. And do like it as a slipcase to protect the actual steelbook itself. And so yeah, this one actually scores pretty high. For me, this would probably be an A-tier version of this. Yeah, I really dug this. Like, I picked this up at GameStop used, and when I saw it at GameStop, you don't find a lot of steelbooks normally on their shelves, right? So then I asked the employees, like, hey, what do you do when someone turns in something like this? And they're like, oh, we throw it away. And I was like, what in the world are you talking about? Why do you throw these away? And he's like, because we have to put them in generic cases and sell them like that. I was like, that's blasphemy to me. That's insane. Like, why would you do that for such beautiful stuff? So in my head, I feel like I saved this one. This is definitely on the higher tiers for me, so it definitely goes right here in the A tier. I love that game as well. Never got to finish it because just it's a long RPG. I know that's a long RPG, and I just haven't had the time. This is my last pile right here. So one of my last pickups that I had is the Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th Anniversary Launch Edition Steelbook. I love this one. It looks fantastic. You get the artwork of both Bayonetta and Gideon on there. Like, look at the shininess and reflectiveness of the paint and everything. There's even embossing going on with his character model and her character model. So there's tactility built into this steelbook. I love it. It has description on the binding. On the inside, it's more of the same, except like the characters are taken out. But overall, I really like this one. I just like how like colorful and everything is, and they mix really well together. So I definitely like these guys. But in front, like, this isn't the best of the best, but I don't know, is it? It looks really awesome. Ooh, I have to contemplate this one. Will it go up there? Should it go up there? No, okay. I do like it, but it should be right there. It should definitely be an A tier type of game for the Steelbook anyway. Steelbook for Halo Wars, the first Halo Wars, and this is the limited edition collection version of this. I picked this up used. Someone was getting rid of it. Sorry, this is my retro protection cover for this game. So it came like this. I love this one. Not only because like the whole limited edition thing is really cool on the inside. So this comes with both the steelbook and this whole extra portion in there, with the artwork and everything. So this thing does three things. It interacts with the slipcover. You can see that right there. Okay, so that's cool. That's really neat. So on this side is the elites. Which is basically the antagonist of the story. On the back side, there are Spartans on that side. Okay, so the whole idea of Halo Wars is that it's Spartans versus elites for the first game anyway. So not full cover art, but it's really cool. Both of these tell a story of what the heck's going on. There's even the Halo Wars logo, which is cool on the binding. This is also the taller version, obviously, because it's a 360 case for the steelbook. Okay, on the inside's full art as well. So there's a couple Marines from the UNSC over a city. I'm not too sure which city this was. If I had to say, maybe Mombasa or something like that. But that's really neat. So, like, overall, this is really cool already, right? Like I said, this interacts with the cover, right? So this way is the standard way it goes, right there. And it has the embossing for Halo Wars right here. So if you don't like elites, what's really, really cool about this one is that you flip it over and then you have the Spartans with the embossed lettering of Halo Wars, and it fits right there. So this is dual cover, and that's super special to me. Isn't that really cool? Nothing really special happens on the back because it's covered by the book, but on the front, that's where the action's at. That is neat. I like the original way, it's like this way. With the badass elite with the two swords going on right there, and then it's dude, if you want to change it up and you're like, I'm bored of that, man, I want my Spartans up on there. That's freaking cool. So this S tier, hands down, easily. It's like S tier, no doubt. And the more you play with it, maybe you don't understand that in the beginning when you get a game like that, but that's what I got from the last one. Okay, one of my old steelbooks from way back when that I traded in but got it back again, thankfully, was one of the best stealth action games ever, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. And this is a steelbook, and this is a very special one, I think anyway. It does several things, just like the Halo Wars one did. So I'm going to take it outside of its case. You unbox this guy. Comes like that. So it has the iconic Sam Fisher tri-lights in the front, and on the back there's Sam himself right there. It interacts with the slipcover, which is really neat. It also, this is the heaviest feeling steelbook that I own, which is impressive. So there's the tri-lights, and then that blood drip right there was really neat. There's Sam with his full gear and his silent knife. On this binding, there is the logo and everything. And on the inside, it does this. So instead of having like a dual disc setup where it's like one here and then one down there like the Ori one was, or one on this side and then another one that one, it has like the binder setup going on, which is really neat. Full manual in this guy, which is sweet. However, because this is like an older generation game, there's no artwork in the middle, which kind of sucks. But I don't know what the gauge of this steelbook is. It's heavy. So it feels literally like metal, like when you hold in your hands. The other ones feel like hollow metal or like a tin can. This feels like a solid sheet. I can't convey that to you on screen. You just have to trust my word for it. But man, like fully on, it feels really nice, which is really neat. So quality overall definitely wins this one. And an S tier rank. That's great. My last one is probably one of the most unique ones that I have. And it's awesome. I don't know if a lot of people know this one, but like, here we go. So this is the Soul Calibur VI Steelbook. Now, what makes this really special is its interactivity. So it comes in this paper cover. Take it out of the sleeve. So we have this normal standard here. It has Soul Calibur on the front, Soul Edge on the back. It is a matte finish right there. And it's, you know, no we call it binding going on right there. But the really trick part about this guy is that it has a button right there. And guess what it does? This has a greeting card effect speaker built inside of the steelbook right there. So on the inside there's Siegfried, there's the speaker right there. So when you click this thing, it has audio built into it. I've never seen a steelbook that has something like this. On the inside, it also does have the binder thing going on right there, and it's full art. Is it full art? No, not really. It has Siegfried on this side, and it has Nightmare on the other side, which is pretty cool. What's awesome also about the audio is that it's not just that one soundbite. There's three.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold. The legend will never die. Welcome to the stage of history, retold. Soul Calibur VI.
That's awesome. So what's a funny what's a funny side effect is that, oh my god, shut up. Oh my god. A side effect of this thing is that when I put it on my shelf and I squeeze things together, it makes a noise. Which is kind of funny and annoying at the same time. Obviously annoying when I'm trying to record something like this, but yeah. This is very special. I don't know of any other steelbook that did this. I haven't really researched it, but I don't care. It's in my collection. So this definitely goes up here. That is S tier stuff. I completely forgot that I have one more steelbook to review. Right here is my Yakuza Kiwami 1 steelbook. I love this thing. And I have many versions of this game so many times. So this is pretty cool. Right there is Kiryu, Haruka, and Nishiki. Damn, dude, this is really clean. I like it a lot. This is an interactive kind of deal with the slipcover right there. There's Haruka. You drop this guy away. Ooh, that looks good on the back. Oh, that's cute! That's Kiryu and Haruka walking the streets of Kamurocho. That's really cool. Back here is the very, very story-driven part. The Kiryu represents... the dragon represents Kiryu. The koi fish represents Nishiki. So that's really cool. I like the reflectivity of this. It's really high quality. The art looks really nice. It's not full art, but you know, I think by themselves it's really cool. Although, oh, that's neat too. I didn't notice that at first. What is that? There's like a hologram effect on the front. So right there, this looks like it's all black, right? On film, I don't know if I can capture that, but like right there, if you angle it just right, there's like the image of the koi fish. That's fucking awesome! Oh my god! And the dragon extends up here, but you can't really see it as well because it goes into the lights here. But that is freaking cool. Holy moly! That is sick. Man, just having Kiryu and Haruka on the front is freaking awesome. The binding, I like the binding because it has the logo vertically in vertical orientation. It always bugs me when it's like that. That is really classy. I like that move, really unique. Shoot, this is really cool. I like it. On the inside, full art inside, with the Streets Kamurocho sign, or the main Kamurocho sign anyway. Oh, dude, this is really sick. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. It's very classy, very understatedly classy. I like how it's well done. So I think you know where this is going to be going. It's definitely going to go up here on S tier. Whoa! Final Fantasy, what's going on? Definitely up there. That's how it is. What have we found out? Artwork and uniqueness count in my tier. So we have all my S tiers going on right here for my steelbooks. A tier is right here, and B tier is right here, and C tier is down there. That's what it is. All right, so that's my video. I hope you've been entertained, or at least educated, or on the fact of all these different steelbooks that are out there. I didn't know some of these existed sometimes, like the Halo Wars one. I never knew that existed until someone turned it in and I bought it used. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, okay? Peace, bye.